Thank you all for worshiping with us. That was awesome. Well, I feel like we've done a lot tonight. A lot of the colors, just a lot of stuff, laughing, crying. But one thing that I want to do is I want you to get to know a little bit about us. How did we get on this stage? In fact, 3 years ago in this room, we played our very first ever show as Cain the band. So we're honored to be back here tonight headlining. It's unbelievable. But we wrote something special for you guys, okay?
We did.
And we're going to try it out. And you want to tell them the name?
I do, and I do want to preface that most of the creativity went into the story, so the name's kind of boring.
I like the name.
Okay, well, let's tell it to them. We just call it Storytime,
the soundtrack of our lives.
That's right, the soundtrack of our lives. Yeah, that was probably could have been the first chapter. In fact, quite a long title. And, yeah, we are here tonight. We are Cain the band, but if I were to flash you back in time to when we were just Cain the kids, just three tiny tots in Alabama, raised by two pastors on the Bible and the Crimson Tide. And if you stuck your ear to the front door of our childhood home, I'd wager you hear the three of us racing around on broomstick horses with full hearts and diapers, singing, "Saddle of your horses, we got a trail to blaze."
Being homeschooled.
That's right, yep.
I don't know if you could tell by everything about us. But we were homeschooled growing up.
Yes.
Yeah?
My people, thank you for coming outside.
I wouldn't say we were the bake your own bread, milk your own goat type of homeschooler.
Sorry if you are.
But we were homeschooled enough to attend homeschool skate day.
Mm-hmm. Now, why don't we tell these normies what in the name of shelter that is?
Yes. You know, it's where the local families would bring their kids together to socialize.
Right, okay, so for y'all, for reference, it's like when you take your dog to the dog park, so when it goes roller skating with other homeschool kids, it'll stop biting them.
Yeah, that's the big joke. But if you want to picture it, let me flash you back to 1997. Where three kids like us are bebopping around to songs like this.
Of a 17-year-old DJ coming over the intercom and saying, "Ladies and gentlemen, please slowly and carefully make your way to the side of the floor. We do have a floor-length denim skirt caught in a wheel. Please slowly and carefully make your way to the side of the rink without touching anyone not in your immediate family."
So we rolled right out of homeschool and right into public high school.
Yikes.
I'm going to say a scary word.
You said
Secular. That's where we started hearing names like Britney Spears.
Sounds toxic.
Christina Aguilera. Never heard of it. We had Jackie Velasquez.
Thank you.
What about the Backstreet Boys and Eminem?
Absolutely not. Let's talk about the only rapper any of us have ever listened to, Mr. Toby Mac. Yeah, that's right. A little down for a second. Yeah, that bucket hat. You know what's going on.
But the real point of high school for us is this is when we learned how to play in a band.
That's right.
And the leader of that band was our daddy. And on Sunday mornings around 10:30, you could hear us singing songs like this.
Hallelujah. That homeschool education took us all the way to college. And look at me now, standing on a stage in front of 15,000 people.
Ooh, math still ain't working for you, buddy.
Don't need to, so good at music.
Oh.
Only gotta count to 8.
Okay.
Hallelujah. It's a music joke for you guys out there now. But that's right, you know what, I don't just want to play music in Dad's church anymore. You know what? I view myself as a professional. I'd like to be paid for my work.
That seems a little too soon to be thinking that.
You better hang on to this rocket ship, because I'm taking you to the best gig in town.
Oh, where is
right.
that?
You guys actually might know the place, very prestigious. Down on the square in Troy, Alabama, Little Mama Goldberg's sandwich shop.
I haven't heard of it.
Sandwich shop.
Yep.
So like a Subway?
Yes, but less national and worse and smaller and worse. But you can eat for free.
Okay.
Well, actually, no, but you can eat because they paid us in deli meat. But that's our first gig. So for 3 hours, we sat in the corner getting ignored, singing songs like this.
Great. Not good at the beginning, but gosh, it sounded so much better at the end.
When they came in?
Yeah, where were you guys?
We didn't know them yet.
Oh,
Yep, it was just bad. Started bad, stayed bad.
Well, somehow through that deli meat, I'm thinking, Logan, we should be professionals. Let's go get a real gig. Let's go to Nashville.
Yikes.
Do you guys think we should go to Nashville?
Yeah, all right. If you say so.
Guys, are we famous?
Absolutely not.
I hate to be the person that keeps bringing this up, but do we have any money?
At this point in the story, we have less money than fame, actually. So
listen, grab your college degrees, hop in the car. We're gonna go to Broadway, and for 5 smoky hours, we're gonna play songs like this.
regret to inform you that after 5 years of doing that for a living, no one was ever as nice to us about that as you just were. So, it's true. Yeah, it was soul-crushing work, but at least it didn't pay very much, right, Dad?
So, I mean, to put it into real perspective, we drove 15 hours through the night to a show in Delaware. And when we showed up, the marquee said, "Welcome the chainsaws." And how you get Cain and chainsaw mixed up shows you how little anyone cared about us. No, but it was just time to call it quits. It was time to be real. You know, this story has taken you from birth until, if we're being generous, we'll call that 28. You know, we're not making a living. And we're making a pretty bad life. And you don't realize that if you play every weekend in bars, that means every weekend you're not in church. And after 5 years of doing that, if I'm going to be honest with you, I was really depressed. And I had lost my purpose, and I didn't want to tell anyone from my hometown that I was a failure in music and I didn't have any friends. And so I knew, okay, we're laying music down. But we found a church. We found a church in Nashville, and we didn't even tell them that we did music. We just wanted to plug in and serve and be part of it. And so Taylor, she became a greeter. Welcome. And Logan joined the coffee team.
Welcome. I got fired.
But somehow they asked, "Hey, would you guys be interested in leading worship?" And our first time back on stage singing the name of Jesus, I just cried. We all cried, because it's one thing to feel like you're pretty good at something, and another thing to do what God has gifted you to do for the purpose He's called you to do it. We started singing songs like this. Jesus, 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 let all heaven and earth proclaim. Kings and kingdoms will all pass away. Oh, but there's something about that name.
There's something about that name, isn't there? There's a lot of things about that name I'd like to spend the rest of tonight talking about. But what we learned at this point in the story about that name is that if music was going to be in our lives at all, it would be from this point on exclusively about the name of Jesus. We knew that for sure. But after writing country music for 5 years, can we even write a song that brings glory and honor to that name? Right? So we gave it a shot. We got together at Madison's house just to see if we could sit down and say, no rules, no parameters, write your heart, write the Bible. Can you write a song about Jesus? And after finishing just the first verse, man, we were all in tears. We just were like, just weeping, because it was like, man, it felt like coming home. And I'll never forget that day. It was a Wednesday. In fact, we sat down, and that day we wrote the song, I Can Only Imagine. And from that day, things have... All right, hear me out. You can only imagine if that's how this story would have ended. What a journey. I can only imagine, right? Would have knocked the walls down off this place. But listen, I mean, we're not even about to play the song that we wrote that day, okay? Listen. But that's not the point. The point is that all the songs in the soundtrack of our lives led us to Jesus, right? And when we were at our most broken, when we were at our most lost, it was not the music of the world that brought me back to life. No, sir. It was Jesus' music that told me who I was. And maybe after tonight, this song will be in the soundtrack of your lives too. Do you need a God of wonders, amazing grace? Are you looking for somebody who is mighty to save? I found resurrection power wrapped in a song, oh yeah. And 10,000 reasons you should sing along to that. Crank up that TV. on the songs that show me your glory and lead me to the cross. And I'm in Clearwater, Florida, with my own family band, and I'm making the music that made me who I am. Thank God for Jesus music, man. I don't know about you, I probably wouldn't be here right now. Hey, look, if Jesus music changed your life, why don't you get up on your feet and say thank you? Jesus music.